Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the...
It's movie night with Bill and Lil.
Hi guys, I'm Biter Pass! Welcome to episode whenever Billy decides to drop it. We got a special extra guest, Robloveshorror 93, on a non-Scream episode.
Whoa!
What is this? What is this? This is amazing. This is awesome. He decided to come on with his little dinky.
With his little dinky.
I brought the tiny microphone. I brought little boy Blue. So, let's do this. I want to talk about Talk to Me.
100%.
So
Billy has not said a single word about this film to me since.
let's talk about movies of the year real quick. What are the top 3 movies of the year for you guys?
My top 3 movies are Kick Billy, and Bury Billy. Okay? I want to know what you thought about Talk to Me!
Answer the question, and I'll let you know, because I think my answers will surprise you.
Alright, you go first, Rob, since you're our extra special guest.
Scream 6, Evil Dead Rise, Infinity Pool.
Oh, it didn't make it to your top 3. That's interesting.
What?
Talk to
Talk
me.
to me.
Well, I wish it did, but it's a 9.5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still it's a great movie, and I love A24. It just didn't do what Infinity Pool did for me. So.
Mm-hmm. Ah, rockin' a hard place. I hate top 3s. Okay, so we're definitely going with Infinity Pool as number 1, because you know my girl Mia. As for number 2, I'm gonna do Evil Dead Rise, because that was an amazing continuation to the franchise. And for 3, I want to say Scream, I really do, but there's a part of me that wants to put Talk to Me in 3, because this gave me something that Scream didn't. But the way that I thought I was gonna hate Scream, and I loved it, so I'm gonna put Scream as 3. That's why. So.
See,
Yep.
as of right now, I have at number 3, Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. Please check that out October 19th. That's going to be in theaters. Tickets are on sale September 1st. And you know what? This pod might be out by the time you can buy the tickets. It's a one-night event. Please check it out. My number 2 is Evil Dead Rise. And my number 1 is Talk to Me.
This mofo
Mm-hmm.
has been downing this movie every time on the phone, basically, without downing it. And he put it in his number 1 slot.
So,
Listen, come on.
This is surprising, though, because I did not think Billy was going to like this one this much.
I thought this movie, with the scares and what everybody was hyping this up to be, this movie was severely overhyped. Now, what did this movie had going for it that all the other movies didn't? I got to see this movie in an auditorium all by myself. Nobody was around it. It's like I rented out the auditorium, but didn't have any friends to share it with. It was scary, dreadful, and the thing is I really, really, really like the violence that they put into this film. And I also love the speed of this film. It's very well paced. And
It is. It's like, oh my gosh, that was over? That's done? It's already over? Literally, me and both my friends I went with were like, oh, it's over? Because it goes so fast because it's so good.
but there's only one reason why it's number 1.
Great.
Oh,
Go ahead, Billy.
The ending.
you didn't like the ending?
No, that's the only reason why it's number 1. I say Evil Dead Rise had an awful ending that I like. The big 3 globbed monster. That was like, come on, you guys were doing better as individual people. That kind of sucked.
I really like the monster, but I will say I called the foreshadowing on that Shredder as soon as I saw it in the beginning, and I said that's going to come to play later.
I'm not going to voice my complaints on Infinity Pool, because Infinity Pool's ending I wish was slightly better. Cobweb, which is probably the most beautiful film of this whole year. Like, seriously,
Okay,
atmosphere.
Billy, stop reminding me that I haven't been able to see it yet. I get it.
The ending was rushed. Like, CGI. You guys need to check that out before I ruin that. Yeah, the
as
rest...
soon as I can, I will.
The rest of these films, like, I've seen pretty much all of them. Like, there's issues with it. Talk to Me had the least amount of issues that I've bear witnessed. But I can also see people giving the argument that it's very cliched, the story's already been done, but I feel like the execution was better in this.
I'll agree with that.
I mean, I get possession has been done over and over again. But for this type of possession, have we ever really, like, I mean, we got the monkey's paw, but that's not like grabbing a hand and saying, talk to me, you know? This game is kind of new.
Oh, if only there was a board game where you can get out and tell ghosts to talk to me. Maybe spin it in a circle, there's two people touching it. Fuck, and we can talk to ghosts with it? What is it called? Did we have...
Not a Ouija board.
Oh,
Billy.
shit, it's an Ouija board. We had two of those fucking films.
Okay.
That's right.
You know, though, the
See,
difference
but-
between... Go ahead, Rob.
But the embalmed hand is 10 times scarier than the
Thank you.
Ouija board.
100%. I'm not arguing that this isn't better than a Ouija board. Like I said, this is better than a Ouija board, but this is a film that we have seen 50 fucking times, and it hasn't done justice of what it did. The closest thing was The Exorcist, when Linda Blair's character actually fucked with an Ouija board and then got possessed.
Well, can we also akin it to that as well? Because isn't this Zoe's first role, the one that plays Zoe? I believe this is her premiere role in like a mainstream film. And for this to be like her premiere role in a mainstream film, she killed this role.
She was great.
Well, this is a lot of people's big first. Like these guys that directed these films were YouTubers, and a lot of people were like doubting it. I remember liking their I went back and I was like, I wonder what it is. No, I was liking their shit. They did Star Wars effects, and like they really know how to edit, and it kind of shows here. Go ahead.
100%.
They did a really good job with the effects in this movie.
Mm-hmm. And Mia is who I was talking about. Sorry, not the other person. Mia is who I'm talking about. That's our main heroine in the film. But yeah, it's. I think she did an outstanding job. I think all the actors did a really good job because the one character that got this film banned from Kuwait because there's a trans actor in this film. It is banned in Kuwait. Fun fact. That person, I think, really killed their role because I really did not like them in the slightest.
You know what? This is like a pretty film to look at, but like they got pretty people for this movie, but they're not like supermodel pretty, so it makes
No,
it
they're
like
normal.
it makes it like more believable and like immersive in the fact. Because if you have like a bunch of like Guido juiced out dudes or like a bunch of Barbie looking girls, it doesn't like it's not believable for me.
Right.
See,
I agree.
speaking of believable, this intro is so amazing. Like, you're at a party, there's a dude tweaking out in the back. Well, are people going to respect you guys as you're walking out? No, they're whipping out their phones, videotaping, and the shock factor on that's what got me hooked, line, and sinker. That's where I'm like, all my doubts kind of went out the window as soon as that shit happened.
Oh yeah, I think that really set the tone for the film. Like, oh, they're gonna go there. Oh, I'm all for it.
So,
Kangaroo scene.
Oh.
so the effects on that was pretty cool. Like, that looked legit.
It really did, and
Yeah,
those
it did.
sounds-
That's why I mentioned it because it was fucking
No.
gross.
Those sounds were brutal. Like,
Yeah, that was the thing.
I still don't get the significance, if there was significance to it.
I didn't understand it either.
I don't know. I think there's a reason it's there because she chooses to drive away other than put it out of its misery or call for help.
So
I feel like there's a meaning there.
she couldn't do it. She couldn't put him out of his misery.
Right.
What was she doing? I would like to point this out because you guys had a great conversation about the ending.
I just thought about that too. It's kind of correlating, isn't it?
Yes, it's exactly correlating. She couldn't do it then, and she couldn't do it later. And if you guys want to save that point for later, we can.
No, I think because I think we're at this juncture now to where we're not necessarily going beat by beat. We just want to talk about the stuff that really stuck out to us.
Especially new films. Like, please go out and see new films and make your own opinion.
Oh, 100%. 100%, you know.
Like, Voyage of the Demeter shouldn't be, like, bombing right now because everyone's like, oh, it is. All my favorite reviewers said it's great. A little slow at the beginning. But, no, it's considered a box office bomb, and they're saying both Dracula movies that came out this year fucking bombed, and they're probably not going to make any more Dracula movies, which sucks for people like me because I obviously love Dracula. I wasn't even planning on talking about it.
Renfield was fantastic, so
that bombed.
Yeah. And I don't know why.
I don't get it. I don't get it because apparently this film, Talk to Me, is headed for shooting records for horror this year. You know, it's doing really good. If you guys, gals, non-binary pals did not know, this has already been confirmed to have a sequel. Like, they already put a teaser out for the sequel. If you don't know this, then you need to go to Rob's channel because he was on that.
Did you see the title for it? I did not like the title for it.
No, I haven't. What it just said? It just
Talk to me.
Oh, I guess that was the significance of the.
You know what I would have wanted it to be? I Let You In. Because what comes after Talk to Me? Yeah.
Talk to me. I let you in.
That's a better title. That's a better title.
Well, I mean, I guess that goes back to the same conversation that we had about Scream with Scream 2. They had Scream Again, Scream Louder, like...
See, that's the thing. When they stopped putting numbers after the Scream films, I was like, this was Scream's stick, you know? Like, keep the numbers at the end, don't correlate it into the word. This is what Scream does. You know, we didn't have Scream Again, Scream Yells, Scream Louder. No, we had Scream 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 kind of got correlated into the name, and then 6, it wasn't even, you know, like, they kind of did 6.
The Roman numeral is...
They moved it to, like, in the wordage. And I get it, it's different, it's a new generation, but with Scream, that was kind of its thing. Because, like, if we look at from, like, slashers that are akin to it, what did they do? They added Jason Lives, Jason X, you know. We do Hellraiser. We did all the Hellraisers with, like, extended titles. Scream was one of those that never extended the title. They just kept the number, and I think that really stuck out. But that's just me.
But I don't think it's the greatest, like, Talk to Me. I agree with Billy. I think it should have been called I Let You In.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
Well,
yeah, I think. So, question: when I saw this film for the first time, maybe this was just me being a Dory brain, but I thought that the family was like an adoptive family in the sense they were not related, and she was not a best friend. She was like one of the adopted children to this lady. Because I thought that she went to visit her father, and then she went back to this house because after her mom passed, then she was living there with them, kind of like a halfway house situation. But upon, like, the later scenes, I was like, oh, she's just a friend of the family. Maybe that was just me correlating it, because one of my friends got that too. What did you think?
I saw a huge disconnect with the father and daughter as she's doing dishes. She was more interested in rather doing this than actually having a good conversation with dad. I felt like she was really close to the other family, picking up the little brother, and like I never once thought she was an adoptive sibling, but you could tell her mom, like the mom of the friend, really did care for her.
Yes. And I think that's what got me was like, oh, okay, I thought she went to visit her dad and now she's back at this house because her and her dad just don't click anymore. So she like kind of went away because you knew there was a disconnect there for some reason, even before we knew her mom really passed and there was a secret within this that was being held, you know.
Well, I feel like friends' houses were second homes. I used to have a buddy like Troy, and
yeah.
like I would stay the night over his house every single weekend, and like he was a home away from home, like it's second family. Went on family vacations with them, so I get it. I get the correlation.
And I love the tone of this film from the beginning too. Like the feel, like throughout, is very consistent to me. It doesn't
so
falter.
creepy. It's so
It is.
eerie.
And it's like it kind of keeps you on the sense of like something bad's gonna happen, you know?
Yeah,
Like-
because like that's really not something you should be messing with.
No. Also,
And-
yeah, go ahead.
What if you get like something attached to you?
And see, that goes in the argument. Why say I let you in? Isn't saying talk to me and seeing this spirit enough? Why have to let them in? Like, I don't get that. Because if I were to do this, I think based on what I just saw was enough for me not to say I let you in.
See, the thing is
This
it's
Go
the
ahead, Bill,
it's the
I'm sorry.
viral videos. It's she wants the experience that everybody else was getting, and the thing is a lot of people like you sit on the couch and they show you that she sees it, but the rest of people don't, and they're like, I don't fucking believe it. This is fucking like as soon as she lets that in, like. I would be freaking the fuck out. I'm like, no, this is real. Like, that's actual proof right there in the pudding.
Yeah, just her eyes dilating alone, or if I'm using that word correctly, like her eyes went basically black.
the all black eyes fuck me up, man.
And like her voice she used. Can I like say like wasn't her voice so effective? Like because that's just like and to do that like on a consistent basis where the level was good, like she killed that. She just killed that. That really helped make this film. Is like the possession scenes that were prolonged were very thoroughly acted. They were well done, and the practical effects, though they were small, were very spot on.
The movie was so immersive, though. I felt like I was like there.
Yeah, because I think it goes into what you said, Rob. Like it's people that look realistic opposed to movie stars. These aren't people we look as stars. These are people we look at as people we would hang out with, or people that we would know.
Well,
and
Oh yeah.
go ahead, Billy.
the way they set up the camera and how they use the camera is so immersive. It like at one point it feels like you're in the room on the couch with everybody, but then as soon as you go into the world, where like when she cocks back and the camera goes with her, I really like the way they did the motions of the cameras in this movie.
100%.
Oh,
It
so
felt
good.
fresh. It felt very fresh to me because it's not like something we've seen. And that's going to A24. This is what they do. They give us something fresh to look at and a feeling that is immersive, and you feel that feeling. And that's why I respect their films so much, because even if you don't like an A24 film, you leave it feeling something.
Well, it takes generic
Gorgeous
shit
film, too.
and then like makes them passionate. Like X was clearly kind of like Texas Chainsaw in a way that like grindy like back in the 70s feel. This movie I feel like is modern ghost stories, the way that James Wan is trying to get you with the elements, like a Ouija, Annabelle, and all that. They just take the passion, and it's like you eat steak every fucking day, but then you go to Gordon Ramsay's house, and it's like, holy shit, this is fresh, this is new. I love it.
Yep. No, I get it. It's true though. And I know Rob has a lot of opinions on A24, Mister. I get liked by them all the time, and Tubi, and all these people, and he's going to be a millionaire by the end of the year.
No. Calm down. First of all, A24 has only liked 2 of my videos, and Tubi liked one of my videos yesterday.
Ooh.
Well, guess what?
Calm
That's
your little-
2 videos. Not to mention Georgie isn't accepting phone calls right now. If we don't know who Georgie is, that's Rob's dog. He's not accepting my phone calls because he's too busy after that Tubi like, okay? So
Yeah, he said he's in Bora Bora. He said to hold his calls, and he's only taking calls from Tubi and movie recommendations.
You lost
yes,
out.
I'm not important enough anymore. Not even for a dog. I'm sad. See what you did to me, Tubi.
See, speaking of Lil going after
Tubi
dogs, let's talk about that one scene.
Oh, God.
I love that
We
transition.
have
Good job,
to.
Billy. I love that one.
You know, I knew we were gonna get here eventually. I didn't think it'd be this soon.
So my issue is, you see this shit go on, and the way she was going after the little boy that was in there, like, she's like, he's standing right behind you. And then the next thing you're like, yo, bro, I definitely want to fucking do that. Yeah, let's get her, let's go. And then they basically are waiting, like little girls, like, oh yeah, come on, let's go do it again the next day, woo. I'm like, dude, like, that was fucking frightening. Take a day to decompress, let go that anxiety. It's not a fucking roller coaster. You're not gonna hop on to hop off. That shit's real, and you want to hop on. Like, as soon as he gets in and the shit we're about to talk about happens, I'm like, you deserve it. You deserve it.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, it's one of those things where I think he was trying to be one of the cool kids. You know, he really was just trying to be one of the cool kids, and
He was trying to show
everybody
off.
else.
He probably had the most memorable one. I'll give him that. Good job.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's definitely where that scene made my friend's boyfriend, who is basically Hercules, close his eyes and go into his boyfriend's chest, because it's so well done. I saw this hunk of a man crunch into his seat, okay?
So, have you guys seen the Brothers Grimsby?
I hate that
not
movie.
since it came out. That's the
The-
PG-13 version of the Grimm Tales, right?
No.
No.
It's a spy movie, and these two spies go and hides inside of elephants to get away from other mobsters. I was rolling on the floor as soon as they entered the elephants. As soon as the dog's tongue entered the boy...
Entered the elephants? What do we mean by entered the elephant?
They entered the elephant. I'll have to show you. It's hilarious. I was on the floor crying in a packed auditorium because how funny it fucking was. I haven't had that much laughter since that movie until this movie. I was on the floor crying.
I'm speechless. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, check it out. Brothers Grimsby. It probably has some of the best gross out humor. Go ahead, Rob.
No.
Sentiments exactly.
So it starts
Oh my
off like
God.
their kid is like, all right, let's learn about animals, and they turn on Nat Geo Wild, and they found out about the elephant's like cooter and what it can expand to, and they're trying to hide, and then he's like, oh yeah, I remember this, and they fucking go inside. Oh,
Seeing a comedy
the-
where a guy goes into a cow suit and his dingle dangle ends up in one of the udders, and a baby cow comes up, and decides to go on one of those udders. Yes, it was a very popular movie back in the day. It's a comedy film. I don't remember what it's called, so you're gonna have to find that yourself.
What kind of sick shit are you watching?
yeah.
It was one of my dad's favorite movies. Why do you think I'm into this sick shit?
So, one last thing before we skip this topic. Sacha Baron Cohen went on Jimmy Kimmel, and he's like, yeah, I don't have a trailer, I just have this clip. And they made the crowd watch that clip. They wouldn't show the clip, and the crowd was like getting disgusted, and Jimmy Kimmel was just dying laughing. It was so good.
Wow.
I didn't even
love
know
it.
until after I watched that movie. I went in completely blind, and I was so happy.
I mean,
Rob's like, I'm disgusted
one
with
way.
you, Billy.
I can't believe you like that movie.
Oh, I love that movie, especially when he got the poison dart and the places. And he's like, brother, don't let me die.
Billy, no more. No more.
Okay, so on to this scene.
Oh my god, it's such
Okay.
a good movie.
So, before we get to, I believe the mother communication scene is before the boy gets crazy. So I think that's a significant scene. If you want to talk that, or is that after the boy?
Are we talking about the dog boy, or are we talking about the other boy?
Oh, we're going back dog boy. We can go back to dog.
Oh
boy.
no, dog boy was kind of like, so. Do you think he was getting freaky on the floor?
Well, see, that was what it looked like. Because he was supposed to be virginal. He didn't believe in sex before marriage. He didn't believe in drinking or drugs, etc.
This auditorium was loud as hell. So you hear the dog slurping and him kissing, but I swear to God, you can hear somebody else is moaning.
I could too. There was another thing on him doing this, and that's why he was reacting the way he was. So I guess that brings in the fact that they can make you feel something.
Well, that's another thing I'd like to bring up. The sound of this film, like the multiple voices and what you think you hear versus what you don't, that is freaking me the fuck out. Because if I was in the other auditorium with more people, like teenagers behind me, like, oh man, they're probably ruining the fucking movie. No, it's just me, and I'm hearing multiple voices, and I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing.
100%.
No, the audio in this film was incredible.
Yep, I agree.
I can't wait to get a 4K version because
No,
the
for
stereo
real.
system I got is really good too.
I'm jelly. That's one of my upgrades. I have a giant TV, so it's kind of like a theater in here already, so I don't need a stereo system.
Your parents are gonna kick you out.
No, seriously, I put this thing on 18, I sound like I'm in an IMAX. I have to keep it at like 8.
You need to soundproof yourself.
No, that's what I was gonna do. Once I get all these signatures, I'm gonna get soundproofing for my walls and put them behind my pictures. So
Not a
I
bad
can
idea.
be as loud as I want and nobody can hear it.
Aren't you fancy?
I got a bougie heart, but my bank account don't like me.
Jesus.
No, but like, I think the possession scenes are really cool. I think that one was really unexpected in the sense that I was not expecting to see tongue-to-tongue action with the dog and the human. And it was for an extended period. That didn't go by fast. That felt like a minute.
I was literally like, "Are we?" Because I was like, "Are we done? Are we done?"
You guys are all getting grossed out. I'm on the floor in tears, laughing.
But no, believe me, I was laughing. But I was just like,
laughing
"Oh
and
my
being
God, no."
mortified at the same time, just like Rob. There's a possibility to be mortified and laughing, okay?
See, my thing was the dog was just chillaxing, and then he jumped up to the opportunity. He's like, all right, here I go. I'm like, oh my god.
I don't think he knew that. I don't think he could like fully see.
But I think, yeah, it was one of those things where I don't think he was fully conscious at the time, and when he snapped out of it, he was like, oh crap, and that's why he was like, delete that video. But can you please explain to me why he came back into the room afterwards and having a good old time? I would have been pissed at every single one of those mofos from posting that video, okay?
See,
But
the montage, like, I thought that was really weird.
That was creepy.
I thought it was really good and I enjoyed it. I just wish that it wasn't a montage and you got to see a little bit more of the possession scenes because they were so good. And like with some of the extra characters, you got just a montage opposed to like the full possession or the ghost they saw, which I it's okay because it was good, but I just wish I got a little bit more.
I just love how they don't go in depth with all the ghosts. I love how it's open-ended and you can make up your own lore, like Pervy Grandma Ghost.
That's what I loved about this movie. There was a lot of open-ended stuff, and you could you're meant to use your imagination to interpret.
And it's the scariest thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because when you make it up yourself, it plays in your own fears, and it makes it scary for you. And I love that.
Yeah.
And you know... yeah, never mind, go ahead.
Well, I think we're at the point where little boy's begging to take his turn.
Well, I think the mother scene happens first.
What mother
Because
scene?
the mother scene where she connects with her so-called actual mother. I haven't decided if the first one.
It doesn't happen yet.
It doesn't because
It happens after he begs, and he's begging and begging and begging.
That's
Well,
right.
And then
Isn't there a scene where everybody watches it happen to her? Because after that, she does it privately. Nobody will touch the thing again after it happened.
no, he connects to the mother, and that's why they're like, okay, his 60 seconds is up, and she's like, no, longer, it's my mom, longer, and then she's trying to talk to him, and then it gets to the point where,
You're right.
yeah.
Sorry. I forgot it wasn't her that was being possessed. It was the boy. I'm sorry, I forgot. I've only seen this 1.5 times. Forgive me.
No, she starts begging. It was kind of sad.
Guys, I forgot. That's
It
the
was
reason why
sad.
he
That
gets
was the
screwed
thing.
over.
That was the thing
Yeah.
with this movie. Grief.
Yeah.
Grief plays a big factor with this film.
Because she couldn't accept the truth. She wanted to believe what she was being told over the truth.
Yeah.
So I liked it when the little boy was fighting with his sister, and the sister's like, "You were a scared ass fucking pussy the other night in front of all the friends," and he's like,
I know.
"What did you say? I hate you." Or like, so you did something so weak. I'm like, "Oh my god, dude! There's no recovery. Good luck, my guy."
No, there
That-
was no
that
recovering
hurt.
from that.
That hurt
Yeah.
because like being in that group of people where you're trying to prove yourself and you get knocked down that hard. It was like, oh, I felt
Yeah.
for him with that line, you know.
Well, and
I know.
another thing is like, why would you even want to? Because the night that you were seriously scared was when Mia was looking at him like, he's gonna get you. He's right behind you. I'm like, there's no way that I would be like, yeah, I want to turn. You know?
No, there's no way I would say that either. That scene where she had her head like,
Oh yeah, yes, so good. And I kind of like how they had them locked to the chair because it kind of takes away the aspect of suspecting them to go like contorted, like in a lot of possession films, you know?
yeah.
It stops you from being disappointed to when they don't go like acrobat. Because like even that cocking of the head, it was really effective with her scene, like just her head cocked. And it didn't need that because it was so well performed. I think it really works, and I think this stands out as a really good possession film because it doesn't play on. It plays on tropes, but it doesn't try to be the same thing as every other possession film is. You
That's
know,
right.
you know, it's something different, and it's fresh, and it's exciting, and it's dread, and you feel the dread, and it's connectable too to your personal life. I feel because there's a lot of people that want to believe something even though they know the truth because it suits their physical or mental better, you know.
That's right.
And it plays into the fact you gotta go with the truth whether it hurts or not. You gotta accept it and you gotta make yourself better because of it. Because if you don't, well, we know what happens.
Yeah,
Have you guys seen
absolutely.
the viral video that came out in like 2011 of the makeup tutorial? So there's this girl who was doing a makeup tutorial, and midway through she stops, stares at the camera, and then she starts busting her head on the table, and it gets to where she's gashing.
No.
You never seen that? Oh, when I was a kid, that freaked me the hell out. That's what the scene that the boy starts doing. It seriously is just like that, and that like scares the fuck out of me. And
Well, do you remember who this was? This makeup guru?
no. If you type in scariest viral videos, that's always in the compilation. There's like a few of them. Like there's another one called "I'm So Happy," and it's basically a robotic teenage girl singing "I'm So Happy," and then like the guy's filming in the forest too, and it's like. That could be where dead bodies are. There's so many creepypastas that spawned off these viral videos, and that was one of them. But no, she was an actress. That was one of the short films she put out there. This felt like that short film, and I'm like, I love it because that was so intense and it scared me. I'll have to send the link to you guys.
This scene was so brutal, and I think it plays into the fact that this is younger character than we're used to seeing in this position in a mainstream film, and I loved it because at an extent
Yeah.
I was not expecting it because of his age, and
No, me either.
hardcore, bang, 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 like that was vicious. Like
It was
the
brutal.
eyeball, he grabs the eyeball and tries to rip it out. Like I was like,
So
I love it.
I found it.
I actually had to walk out. Like the first time after that took place, I had to walk out of the theater for like a whole 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough because it's like, no, it goes into what Billy said. The sounds are accurate. They're on it.
Yup.
And like when you think it's done, he gets slid to the other side of the room, and it keeps going and going and going. And I'm like, yes, and no at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he done. There ain't no coming back from this, you know?
Well, because they make you like these cowards. They make you like these characters within
Yes.
what 30, 45 minutes,
They really do. You feel
and
for
then
them.
you have concern at that point.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Yep.
I think my issue is with Mia. If I start talking to somebody on the other side, I would feel like that's not really them and I'm being bamboozled. At least with my faith. My faith is they're somewhere better and they're not going to be coming back to communicate with me. And
It was. Yeah.
this kind of reinsured that because I believe the speech the dad gave later on in the movie with the note.
Oh yeah, that was confirmation that she was believing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
To me, because when that dad came out with the truth that he was holding, there was no reason for her not to believe her father over this entity.
Yeah.
It was her desperation and her want for that person to be there that basically let her go down the line she did, and why she fell victim to this, because she believed her grief over the truth. You know, she did not want to believe her mother did this to herself. You
Yep.
know, flat out. And at the end of the day, it's believable because if you adore your mother and your besties like those two were, to lose your mother to doing something to themselves, you're not going to
Yeah,
want to believe that.
No.
It's like you're not going to want to believe that, especially when you weren't close with your father to begin with. It's like you're going to want to believe that what he's telling you is a lie, and that's what screwed her over, in my opinion.
See, there's so
I'll
many
give you that.
there's so many great scenes about this movie. I really like
Excellent.
the friend connection, and I really like how deep the friendship goes. And like they just briefly mention how Mia used to date, I forget his name.
Yes. What is his name? I have the IMDb up.
I don't remember what it is either. I only saw the movie once.
But
The problem is a lot of these actors don't have pictures.
well, after that incident, like the mom yells at her saying, "I don't want you anywhere near here," and she goes in for a hug too, and she's like, "No, get away." I'm like, "Oh my god." That is intense and frightening. And the friend's like,
Yeah,
no, I
no.
don't want you there either. And the guy goes with her, takes her home, and she's like, please don't leave me. Like, she's terrified and scared. And it's like, I honestly felt like something was going to happen between them that night. Like, they were going to rekindle stuff. Because one of the ghosts kind of called it out earlier in the film, too. Like, he doesn't get hard for you. And then he looks at Mia. I was like, oh my god.
It was so intrusive, like telling their deepest, darkest shit.
Literally.
Ugh.
Literally. It's like, wow. Because just literally, it's because it's not even the stuff that the humans are saying that you get the correlation with this relationship. It's more of what the spirits have said, you know, like, you know, there's something there between them. And it's like, as Billy said, you feel something's going to happen that night, but literally Mia just wants a companion. She's terrified. The people that were her structure are no longer there. When that mother did that to her, it hurt my heart. I mean, I understood it to an extent, but at the same time, why would her friend turn on her and the mother turn on her at the same time when like, you know how close she was to this kid. Why do you think she would have put him in harm? So that really hurt. You know, I felt for Mia when she was in that car. I really felt that aspect. And Billy's favorite scene's coming up, Rob.
So I thought this scene was hilarious. Grandma Gummers, that's what I'm gonna call her, because she likes to gum shit. So I was ready for something. I was ready for something scary to happen. I was like, okay, let's see it. And like out crawls this like creepy thing, and I'm like, oh my god, what is that? And then she starts going to town on, like, how much did this guy get paid, by the way? Like, he had to go to town on a dog, then he had to go...
That's my question. Was that his toes or was it a prosthetic? That's my question.
See, for me, I'm like, pay me less and I'll make both these actresses go to town on my toes. That's what I want.
Billy, I'm done with you.
I'm done.
I'm done with you. I am. I'm done.
No, I said Funyuns, not Bunions. I'll still do this thing.
Disgusting.
But it's so funny. I like how she freaked out. She's like, "Oh my god, did you see that ghost?" I'm like, imagine like if you did that to your significant other. Like, "Oh my god, there's a ghost in here. We have a haunting."
We knew he wasn't gonna believe her. From that point of the possession and the boys happening. Like, it keeps going downhill for her. And I think that's really what plays in her desperation to take the hand again. Because she feels alone. She has nobody. And it really, it played her. Because she needed somebody to talk to. She believed this was her mother. I don't believe it was her mother. At all. What do you think, Rob? Do you think it was her mother at all?
I don't think it was her mother. I think it was something playing tricks on her.
I agree. Oh, you're fine.
I think it was
Billy,
something playing.
See how boring you are, Billy? You're making Rob yawn.
Well,
no, I'm exhausted.
To be honest, like, here's a brighter side. At least it was the toes, my guy. Like, you could have been woken up and it was like an Olive Garden getting your salad tossed type event, and you're like, oh my god.
He could have been playing with his bread. He could have been playing with his breadsticks.
Yeah. So
yeah.
The fact that the next day they had a conversation with the whole group, and she's like, "You had sex?" And he's like, "Does sucking toes count as sex?"
Yeah. Yeah, that's an awkward conversation for anybody, because it's like, no, we didn't have sex. We didn't kiss. But we did something else.
Oh my god.
No, here you go. You just gotta know the terms. Be like, we just went shrimping.
But do you know how great of friends they are? They kind of just dropped it.
Did you just say we just went shrimping?
That's the technical term. People, guys and girls that are into toes are called shrimpers because your toes look like shrimp. Fun fact.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yes, I know. I had somebody that I knew that was a shrimper, so that's why I know the term. Not anybody I was with, thank you.
See, I thought it was a medical term for tiny wiener. Like, doctors actually used it. You have a shrimper.
I mean, do we need
to
a
you say that. You say that proudly.
See,
I was about to say. I mean, we can bring Billy's wife in and have this discussion.
See, I have what you called a Nemo, where one ball is huge and the other one's gimpy, like a gimp fin.
Why the fuck would you say that?
It's the technical term. It's my lucky fin.
You're gonna have to show us, because I don't believe you. I'm kidding.
There you go. There you go.
That's alright. That'd be funny if I cut it there. Alright. Okay, here, let me sit down. So you guys... So did you guys like it? I mean, like, seriously, it was that tiny. Anyways...
Rob's not gonna come back for the other... Yep.
I think Rob already came.
Yeah, that was about 10 minutes ago when we were
Talking.
We're talking about Grandma Gummers.
Grandma Gilbert. Are you sure it's not the dog? Just kidding.
No, you sick bastard.
What a great movie. Anyways,
Woman.
Lilith did not smoke enough for this conversation, okay? Lilith did not smoke enough for this conversation, so this is Lilith right now.
see, if I walked in and I saw a hand like this in the middle of the table, I'm like, oh, thank God it's not a fist, and we have to sit on it.
I wanted it to be like a
Like one of these.
like a banana looking thing, and they like, you know, they go like, talk to me, and
I can't. Yeah, with y'all. You're a hot mess and a half, and I love it.
they just have this random fucking iPhone just chilling.
I love it. But no, okay, so I think we're near the climax at this point, aren't we?
Yeah,
Is there any...
let's go ahead and talk about when he re-wakes, like, and he's still kind of fucked.
God. That poor man.
That was intense.
Because, like, the sister's bathing him in the hospital, and he regains consciousness, and when he does, he just starts going again. And the porcelain of the glass wall is breaking, he's going so hard, and, like... I love that it's not CGI. That's all I can say is I love that it's not CGI. It works so good.
No, but that shit fucked me up.
Hold on. She said go hard on porcelain. That's what I say at work when I have to take a dump. I went hard on porcelain.
I would have preferred a sexual innuendo, but
And
we'll
the
go with
people that
that.
are in the stall next to Billy, are you all right, sir?
I'm possessed.
Not Billy sending me a video with chandelier playing on the background as he's taking a shit.
Oh man.
You know, why is that always the case? Like when I don't use public bathrooms unless I have to pee. And even that's like a...
Oh my god. Public
Maybe.
bathrooms are the bane of my existence. I have like 50 terrible stories.
Oh, no.
It's different if you're at work or if you're like at school or something, but like if I can help by not using a public bathroom, I will do everything that I can not to use a public bathroom.
I didn't.
100%.
Did I send you guys the video that happened to me at work the other day?
The glass.
No, somebody straight up was watching porn in the bathroom, loud on their phone. I was like, there's no way. Like this, like usually you open an app and like there's like, hey, tap this and it's funny, and then it's just fake moans. No, this guy was going to town for about 2 minutes. I'm like, oh my
Did
god.
he get like fired?
No, it wasn't even like, so I work at a place where like we deal with customers, we help build their buildings, and it seriously was this old man, like, just going to town. I'm like, oh man, I got up, walked away. So I can tell you what his pants and shoes were, and I was making a joke because my boss was wearing those same pants and shoes. I'm like, huh. But no, he was at his desk the whole time.
Oh
my god.
My god.
That's not even the worst experience of my life. Like, there was this one time this guy comes in, Jean-Claude Van Damme kicks in the door, and he misses the toilet. He's into my stall now. I'm like, oh my god! And, like, he's, like, blowing it up, and I look away, and I walk out. I went to take a picture of the thing, like a side picture, because nobody's going to believe me that somebody Jean-Claude Van Damme kicks in this door. So I go back, and I'm like, ha ha ha. No, I have fucking pictures still. I'll send you guys. So I have so many bad bathroom stories.
Pictures.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Pictures of
Pictures. This isn't shit, my guys. What was coming into my stall was blood. Everything covering the toilet, the floor, looked like it was from Hellraiser. And guess what this guy did? I took a picture of this guy too, because he destroyed the bathroom. He's walking around like my office like it's nothing. Like, I thought there was shit on his shoes, and I was dying laughing. No, it's blood. That guy's probably dead. Because of how bloody and fucking disgusting that toilet was. And that's probably the worst bathroom story I had. I didn't even tell you.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What kind of David
Rob,
Cronenberg
I'm
shit?
sorry for asking you to come on tonight.
That was more terrifying than this fucking movie. I'm just... Yeah.
Wow, that happened.
Thank you guys for watching. I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
I
I
mean,
can't do this no more with you two.
I'm gonna do it.
Me either. This guy was an asshole. I'm just...
Literally, he was.
Yeah.
Apparently, he didn't have one after that.
R.I.P. Yeah, there's so many links I'm sending you guys after this. This is crazy.
I
No,
swear, if
no,
I
you're
see
not.
a picture, I swear to God, Bill.
I'll insert it to this podcast itself. Dang it. No, it's seriously way too bloody. I'd probably get demonetized immediately.
Why do you have
Yeah.
this picture on your phone still?
Because if I told you the story, would you guys believe me?
Well, Billy, I kind of want to say I believe you, so you don't show me the picture.
No, a lot of people don't believe me. Nobody Jean-Claude Van Damme kicks. No, motherfucker came in, kicked in the stall. I never heard, like, it was seriously a big explosion. He didn't even fucking sit down. I just heard all over and, like, splatters. I'm like, thankfully I'm in the handicap stall. If it was one of those condensed stalls, I would have been, like, in the splash zone. Like the dolphin show, I'd be like, nasty.
Hey,
Are we
about,
still talking about possession?
I was about to
films,
say.
or-
I was about to say. About that scene. So after that scene, the mother comes to the conclusion the son's having a nervous breakdown.
Oh, and the blood on the tile looked exactly like the blood on that. Go ahead.
I give up on
Movie
life.
Night with Bill and Lil has just lost 17 subscribers because of this story.
Literally.
And anybody that stuck around, I'll show you the photos later.
I'm done with you.
Speaking of fucked up things, though, they were like, "Oh man, how do we get this to stop? Though he's still possessed. How about we get the head and make him talk to more ghosts? That's a genius idea. Let's do it."
Why do you do that voice?
Because never have I ever fixed, like, oh man, there's a hole in the pipe. Let's put 3 more holes in that pipe, and that should fucking fix it.
I mean, they were a little desperate. They didn't know what to do, so it was their only
But
option.
you want to know what I thought was...
They didn't.
I
Go ahead.
laughed aloud when she's like, was it fixed? I don't know. Maybe I should go in and find out. Talk to me. I'm like, what the fuck? That's so stupid. Thank God you got that little girl and not Gummy Grandma. And she's like, oh, I'm happy you're here. She's like, I'll show you where he is. And then she's like, how would you do that? I let you in. And oh my God, that scene. Usually movies like that they're like, I seen the other side. I seen what happened. They describe it. You don't actually see it. No, we actually jump into the ghost realm.
Literally, and
It's
you
insane.
see him getting torn apart.
Well, the thing is I'm over here like, it's really quick flashes. It was all those fucking ghost demons and whatever it was, butt-ass naked, just ripping him apart.
Yes. They were totally torturing him because he wasn't a part of their world, and he was kind of like stuck in purgatory. So his soul was being tortured in endless pain, and like she saw that. But my question,
Real or
to both of
fake?
you, exactly. My question to both of you is: what she saw real, or was it a play on that side to get her to do what she ended up doing?
The second one.
I think it was fake because of how quickly what's-his-name came to.
Yeah, and when he came to, he doesn't seem to be like scarred from that experience. So either he forgot or it just didn't happen. I literally think it was one of those things that it was playing her, and it was trying to get her to do something.
Another reason why I thought it was playing her too was the dad scene. As soon as I saw it manipulate what she thought her dad was doing, it definitely manipulated what she thought the afterlife was doing.
Oh my
That was
god.
sad. That
When-
was sad.
Did either of you expect her to actually, like, go in with those scissors?
Well-
Because, like, I had an audible gasp when that happened, because I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it!
So you know what's
Same,
fucking
same.
funny? The whole movie, I'm like giving it my all. I'm like, oh, I believe everything 110%. As soon as she stabbed the guy in the neck, I'm like, nah, I don't believe that. That timing's just too damn perfect for the visual scene and the dead scene to actually sync up. No, that's bullshit. But you fucking believed everything else up to now? What a fucking idiot. That's just a personal thing about me.
I don't know. I loved it.
I thought it worked really well in the sense that, like, I was, like, hoping it didn't happen, but I had a feeling it would. And
Yeah.
it did, and I was like, it literally audible gasp.
Uh,
Even though I had a
mhm.
feeling it was going to happen, you know?
And then she gets in the car, lures her friend to the house. My thing is, you see...
Why though? Why does her decision come down to this? And what correlates as this is going to be a way out and a good idea?
Well,
Like, I don't...
Daddy Dearest is on the ground holding his neck for dear life, and it shows that he survives at the end, I believe. But my thing is, it shows the friend finding the body, and he's like he's still moving and shit. You're not carrying your cell phone. You're not like crawling to save your life. You seriously kind of gave up. We're crawled up by the bed, leaning by the window sill or whatever, and it's like, do something, my guy. Fight for your life. Your daughter's fucking crazy. You need to go to console her. No, you're just like, if you really given up on life, you wouldn't be like doing this. You'd like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I didn't get that part.
What do you think, Rob?
I don't know. This movie was just fucking trauma.
And see, that's the thing too. Keep in mind, we've only watched this once, so there's a lot more to be examined. This is just our initial thoughts. I've only watched it 1.5 times, so I'm going off of my first responses. So I think there's a little bit more to be had. But having said that, we have all this to say and all these emotions over one watch. And I feel like that's very effective. And we got all of this out of an hour and 35-minute film.
Yeah.
And we're not even at the climax yet.
This movie, this is why the movie's #1 in my opinion of the year. I can't do this with Pope's Exorcist. I can't do this with Renfield.
No, I
Pope's
got you.
Exorcist was terrible. Let's just start there.
I think that's my number 5.
Yeah, Billy
Why?
actually has that pretty high on his list, I know.
Because
Why?
Russell
I
Crowe,
don't even-
hold on, not even Russell Crowe, fat Russell Crowe on a fucking Vespa to go kick ass. That's amazing. 2,
Right?
the
Yeah.
fucking,
Oh, I got it.
I walked out of that movie 35 minutes.
you missed the random boobies in the movie. You missed the awesome climax of the movie. This movie was cheesy, and I love that
I'm
cheese.
good.
That cheese was better cheese than what Renfield was. Oh, it was
I'm
number
good.
7. Right above Beau is Afraid.
I'm good. I'm good.
All I gotta say is my favorite part of Les Mis was when he jumped off the thingamabob.
My favorite part of Les Mis was the credits. Thank God it's over. Okay.
All right, where are we now?
Okay.
She's pushing possessed
Okay.
boy to the
Well,
road.
we get, yeah, she basically gets him into a wheelchair, and she's decided the only way to save his soul is to end his suffering by ending him.
I like how they skip parts though, because how did she magically get him outside that quickly?
Well, like, I skipped over the part because there is a part where the daughter realizes she's been played and she calls the mom and she's like, she's dangerous, go back. And the mother runs back, they're gone. The mother's pissed because the nurse is like, where is my child? So it does correlate to the sense that people knew what was going on, they just didn't catch her in time. But I do agree with you, it was a little quick.
Because she had to go through an elevator. There's no way she was carrying his ass downstairs. And two, front office would be like, hey, there's these people walking out in a wheelchair. Make sure they don't walk out. And
It was a little bit of a stretch, but it could happen knowing the medical system the way it is. It is possible. But yeah, like, she had scissors too, so if she was basically strapped down, I have a feeling she probably could have just snapped the straps. So that's one thing. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry.
okay.
Sorry. I was being told that I have to leave the house at 5 a.m. for the trip tomorrow, and just being told to be aware of the time.
Oh shit. That's right. So let's wrap this up. Let's get to the end though.
No, we are at the ending. Don't worry. They're worried because I haven't packed yet.
Good job.
Where'd he go?
I had a lot to do today, okay?
You're on your way to see Billy to go to your first horror convention, you have all these things that you're bringing there, and you haven't even fucking packed.
Yes.
You need a husband ASAP.
On next episode of... I'm just kidding.
Well, like, anything that could go wrong leading up to this trip did. I was without a car for 3 days, so that took out 3 days to prepare. So I was kind of running around with a chicken with their head cut off today.
Hi, welcome to Horror Talk, where we discuss our itinerary.
Yeah.
Literally. No, but, yeah, I think, like, it leads up to the scene where she's at the road. She's standing there with the boy, and she's not sure what she's doing. And then you see the so-called mother's hands take her shoulders. It jump cuts into blackness, I do believe. And you hear what happens, but you don't see what
I think you see something crack a windshield, and you don't know who?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. It goes to the POV of the people driving the car, and you see something hit. You don't know what it is. So you know something hit, so you don't know if it was her, it was both of them, or etc. Yeah. And then it goes to basically, she wakes up, and it goes to the montage of this ending. But going to this scene real quick, I think with Billy correlating the kangaroo, where she could not bring it to herself to end its suffering. And I think that goes into this ending of, what do you think? Do you think she's the one that took the leap? Or do you think the hands are the one that made her leap? Because as we know, the boy got away.
I think the hands pushed her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she could end the boy's suffering like the kangaroo. Like, she had like, I'm a fucking monster, and she jumped.
If she couldn't do that, there's no way she could do the kid.
Exactly. So I think it was oomph. And I think that's why he got out of it, she did not. Because I think maybe at the last minute she pushed him aside to save him. Or something along those lines.
Because
or where it just
she was behind him. If she got pushed, she would still be on top of him, pushing him out.
Exactly. So there had to have been some subconscious or effort there to push him out of the way. Or get him out of the way, and I doubt what was behind her was doing that. So I have a feeling she yeeted him out of the way before she went, and that's how it led to the scene that makes me not show my niece this film. Because it plays on a big fear that people have of nothingness after death. And it literally leads into, without going into massive detail, is there anything you guys want to stay on this scene? Because it sticks with you.
The ending of this movie, I left at theater in fucking tears. And I was freezing because I had this chill go all the way up my spine. That messed me up.
Yep,
messed me up.
100%.
Messed me up. That's a very real fear that I genuinely have.
because there's a lot of people out there that don't have faith, and they fear this is where they're going to be left in nothingness, you know? And it's a real fear people have. And whether you even have faith, you sometimes fear nothingness, you know? It's like, it's a real fear. And to have it to be like you're stuck there in absolutely nothing until a candle is lit and you know, we find out how the process works, and you're like, and you leave that theater like, holy crap. Like, I felt hollow after watching this, like...
I felt so numb. And, like, isn't there a part where they say something about another hand?
Yeah, there is, because there's supposed to be the other hand, because this is only one hand to this person. Because they say they severed the hand of this person that could talk to the dead. And apparently there's another hand out there somewhere.
See, I was like all right at the end. This is where most of the movie got overhyped for me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, okay, she died. And then I was like, okay, movie's done. Got up, walked up, and I'm like, then the thing is mostly because I'm huge into my faith that like that ending didn't really affect me at all.
It's really not a possibility to you. Like, you know, that's not like, yeah, go ahead.
Clear in my mind, yeah, that's not really a possibility. I do believe there's a judgment, and if you are in that predicament, you at least know why. Trial will happen, and after that passing of judgment, you either do what you need to do, you know? That uncertainty, that doubt, and the hand, I just saw it as a gimmick to do a sequel, and I'm like, okay, I wouldn't mind a sequel. Like, I like X to Pearl, so I was like, oh man, can't wait for the next one. It just, that ending didn't really stick with me. I think what really stuck with me is how fucked up can things be when you can't see it? Kind of like Gummy Ghost, like, you could be just chilling out and there's fucking pervy ghosts just around your fucking house you don't even know.
Not the Gummy Ghost.
Yeah, like that. Like, I'd much rather have the fat, weird, zit-looking ghost just be awkward on that rocking chair over there than Gummy Ghost like crawling out of the closet like, hey, I'm gonna suck your toes. Like, okay.
I'm done with y'all.
I can't. I'm gonna see. He said I'm gonna suck you. Did you ever see that video that Andrew Horror put up where he's like, he pretends he's on the phone with a friend and his friend's like going, you know what I'm gonna do to them toes?
Oh my god, I can't.
It's my favorite video Andrew's ever done.
It's amazing. That video is amazing. Yeah, if you haven't seen that one, you need to see it, Billy.
I can remember like bits and pieces of that video. I have to go back and watch it, but the part I remember is when he goes, Brian Cox, my turn.
Oh my god. Jason X, every time I think of Jason now, all I hear is Andrew's voice. Jason X. Jason gets an upgrade.
Evil gets an upgrade.
Yes.
I love how he does it like longer and longer.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, this boy be practicing his core, okay? He's like taking deep breaths.
How close he gets to the camera.
It's like, okay, we're going there. I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
I love it. I'm good.
Yes.
Well, any final thoughts before we do the game?
9.5 out of 10. This movie slays.
9 out of 10 for me.
You changed it.
Yeah, I mean, after talking about it with you guys again, because I was actually hearing a lot of negative things from some people, and it kind of knocked it down to an 8 for me. But I realized this actually is a 9 out of 10. After discussing this with you guys, it really is a 9 out of 10 for me. Like, the only complaint I really have is that I love the possession scene so much. I just wish they were a little bit more expanded upon opposed to jump cuts. That's my only complaint, you know. And hopefully with the second one we get some more goodies.
So for me, it's an 8 out of 10, but that's still a great score for. And like I said, I put that at number 1 of the year so far.
I like the music in this. The soundtrack. This movie's got a really good soundtrack. It's got really nice cinematography. I mean, it's A24.
They used my girl Rihanna in this movie. I love it.
Yes, they had some really good music, you know, and I really think like this movie is a win. Even if you have things that you don't like about it, I think you're gonna come out of this film enjoying it if you're a horror fan.
It's definitely overhyped, though. You guys hyped it real hard for me.
In this, no, hey, I was fair. I said, don't think you're gonna come out of this being overly scared, because it's not something that it's overly terrifying, but it has a sense of dread and realism to it that sticks with you.
So
that's what makes it a horror film to me.
That same descriptions for Hereditary for me, and Hereditary gave me grown-ass man nightmares, and still to this day that ending puts the fear of God in me.
Hereditary was amazing. I mean, anything Toni Collette touches is A+.
All hail Payman. All hail Payman.
That was freaky as hell. So scariness, I felt dread. I never got scared once. There was no real jump scares, in my opinion, in this movie.
No, but that's okay. That's okay, though.
But in this auditorium, like, I was freaked. I sent you guys video. I was like, with this sound and all these trailers, I'm freaking the fuck out. The thing is I walked in kind of late. The Nun 2 trailer was going. That trailer, for some reason, like, I can watch it in the daylight all happy, and that loud-ass auditorium in the fucking dark, I'm like a little bitch. I'm like, oh my god. So I actually jumped in it. I was like jumping, and then the Exorcist one where they used the different voice, I'm like, oh my god. I don't like the way everybody was talking about this movie. I'm like, so I got through Boogeyman A-OK. I was like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna get through Talk to Me A-OK. This movie's gonna scare the fuck out of me. Like, and they're like the scenes, like I said, I'm intense. I'm like deep in my chair. I'm waiting for it. And the thing is the movie was a fucking coaster. I just never once got the I got the oh my god, the butterflies in my stomach. Ooh, I would like to ride that ride again. It's not that deep drop everybody was hoping for.
I got you.
Number 1 of the year, though.
Okay, I'm excited. Are we ready for the game? I picked my movies for you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
These are just random, no theme, nothing. There's nothing to guess upon. I'm sorry, it was just random picks from behind me. So the first one through 5. If anybody doesn't know the game by now, I will give them 5 movies. They will pick a slot. They cannot switch the slots once they put them there. So my first movie is Deliverance. Deliverance.
2.
I would say.
I saw that look, Billy.
I would say 4.
Okay.
I had to double check which movie that was.
Squeal Like a Piggy movie.
Yeah, 4. I think every time I hear that movie, it's the Steven Spielberg and George Lucas raping Harrison Ford scene from South Park.
Yeah, I remember that. They did a Family Guy episode too.
South Park!
Blade, the original.
2.
4.
Okay.
So, hold on. Where did you have Deliverance, Rob?
2.
Oh, so you're vice versaing me. Cool.
This one's gonna be interesting one. Sin City.
Ooh.
1, baby.
I think I'm with Rob. Sin City.
It's
1.
a great one. I don't think you'll regret that with what I have left, not gonna lie. But the next one is, you guys should definitely know this film. Bound, Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon. I adore this film.
3.
If you don't know it, I can switch it.
See, I would put it at 3 as well.
Okay. And next, but not least.
Yeah,
Alien
Bounds
ver-
is on. Bounds
Go
is
ahead.
on, and Gina Gershwin is finger banging.
Yes! Yes! I love it! That movie's so good. I love it. But the last one on your list is Alien versus Predator.
I'm fine with that at 5. It's still a great movie. I love it.
See, I would probably put it up 1 or 2. I really, really, really like that movie, and honestly, I really like the badass final girl in that movie. A lot of people hate her; they found her annoying, but like
I thought she was okay.
Predator gave her like fucking props at the end of the movie. They came down, took the body, and they're like respect, and then they fucking leave. I'm like, man, that's pretty badass. And she fought a fucking queen too.
That
I
was
know.
cool.
I just hate that she wasn't brought back because Alien vs. Predator Requiem was terrible.
See, I thought it was dark, and I kind of like dark movies. Like they killed a fucking mom and a baby in that movie.
They blew up a whole nursery in that film, didn't they?
Ah,
Or the aliens got into the nursery? It was one of the two, if I remember correctly.
I don't think. I think that's why I don't like it.
because it's dark. Yeah, I was like, holy shit, they kind of went places. So the first one was
I liked
rated
it.
PG-13, and the other ones weren't PG-13. A lot of people got pissed off. I thought it was fun for PG-13. It was just not as gory, not as out there.
I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, if this was just coming out and we haven't had it yet, and it was Alien versus Predator and it came out as PG-13, I would be pissed.
So, fun fact, for some reason they have alien strippers in Alien vs. Predator, the video game. And
I own it, so.
so I was playing the game, I'm like, oh my god, they had alien strippers, and I'm looking at them, and they're like going to town. I look over, my wife is behind me like, really? And I'm like, I'm just playing a game. I'm just... It's not what it looks like. It's not like GTA. I'm not touching. I'm just walking around. I know. Well, the game, like, it's not as scary as Alien Isolation, but the aliens in that movie, they scare the fuck out of me. There was one time I audibly screamed. I'm not recording or anything because I'm a fucking bitch when it comes to some scary games. And she's like, man, that games are like, I hear you breathing heavy. I'm like, it's terrifying. Aliens are like one of the scariest things in my opinion. If I look up on a ceiling and one of them's up like hissing at me, oh man, that's terrifying. But alien strippers.
I think you need some medication,
I,
and you gotta calm down.
Dr. Rob. Now watch, we're gonna get died by xenomorphs, and I'm gonna be like, Rob.
I love that Rob is so comfortable with us now to where he's just like, Billy, pop a pill.
Damn it, it's Viagra. What am I gonna do? Rob? I'm just kidding. Ooh.
Well, on that note, on this edition of Movie Night with Bill and Will, we had Talk to Me with our beautiful
Talk to
guest.
me or talk dirty to me. I liked either. So let's end it right here. And until next time, I think next time Scream 5 isn't that I right?
Is it? I don't know, Billy.
I believe
you're the one that makes. You make the schedule, Billy boy.
I think with this episode, we'll.
Because there really was the best choice for the movie.
Well, Scream 5 is definitely the next one we'll do with Rob. We are going to a con, and we'll probably do 3 or 4 pods while she's here so I can edit them lazily and post them whenever I can. But, no, this is going to be fun. This is going to be exciting.
It's going to be really fun. I have a lot of my stuff together. I just got to throw it in bags in my suitcase, and I'll be ready for 5 a.m. But don't get me wrong, I'm falling right back to sleep in that car because
and also,
I'm being drove.
Rob, I know you're going to be with me. Scream 5 is probably one of the better Scream movies, and a lot of people are kind of dogging it, and we'll find out why.
Oh, yes, we
I
will,
don't
because
give
it's
a-
my least favorite.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Everybody gives me shit about Scream 5 and Richie
I
and all of
respect
that shit. You know
I
what?
respect it.
Suck it.